Hey guys, and welcome to today's video. Well, in today's video we are going to talk about the 1 Series and all the modifications that I still have planned for it in the next upcoming months. Because a lot of you actually think that my 1 Series is close to be done, that the build is almost complete, but that's actually far from true. We actually still have a lot of stuff planned. The thing is, we don't do that much modifications at the moment because the stuff that I have planned is pretty expensive and I need to save up money for it. So the modifications that we have planned, exclude exterior parts, performance parts, and interior parts. But not all these modifications are 100% certain if I'm going to do them. There are a couple of modifications that I know that I will do, like these are coming for 100%, and then some other modifications are like a gray area. So I'm not 100% certain if I'm going to do these or not. So let's talk about the exterior. So one thing I'm 100% certain of doing is getting the CS look engine bay. I think it will sharpen up the aggressiveness of the front of the car, and also my current hood is terribly painted. One big scratch like here, which was really enormous through the paint, I covered up with a sticker. I get a lot of commentary on the sticker, but trust me, the scratch underneath ain't better. But there are like little cat marks always over there. But this hood is really painted terrible. I mean, if you can see the drip in the paint, there are a few big bubbles here in the paint. Is a big bubble, if you can see, like here above my nail. And also, I don't know what happened here, but here on this mark, it's so, the paint is really not good in this engine bay. I think my car has been resprayed before, and like we have also stone chips over here and there. So I'm getting, I could just get this repainted, but nah, we're getting a new CS look, engine hood. I'm not 100% sure when we are going to do that, but I am sure that this is coming. Okay, so then another thing that I'm 100% certain of is getting the roof wrapped. So we are definitely going to wrap the roof in black. I think that will look so much better. I really think that the black hood will really accent the white really good. And yeah, that's also something that's coming. I'm not 100% certain when, but that's coming. And now one thing which is a little bit in the gray area, I'm not 100% certain if I'm going to do it, but that's a full wrap, like a very bright full wrap color. It has been playing in my head for a while, but I'm still not 100% certain if I should do it or not. I think it would look cool on the car because white is a very stock color and you see the color all the time. But yeah, I'm not 100% certain if I'm going to do it, so that's still a little bit of a gray area. Then another thing that I'm going to do, I just decided that, and then I did a poll on Instagram. A lot of you confirmed what I was thinking, but we are going to switch out the Rieger diffuser for the new Maxton one. So Maxton just released a new Rieger, a new diffuser, and I think it looks so freaking great. It looks very aggressive. This Rieger looks very nice. I mean, don't get me wrong, but it looks like an OEM diffuser which is just a little bit more aggressive with the 3 fins over there. And that's basically it. But yeah, I mean, I like the fact that this is black instead of gray, because on stock MPEGs, this is always that weird gray, and I don't like that color. But now it's full black and it suits the car way better. But yeah, I think that is something to consider. No, I'm really 100% certain of it. Then in the interior, we are also going to do some stuff. So we are going to do this roof here in black. It's still a stock gray, so that's really the only part that you can see that this is not an original MPEG. But yeah, that's something that we are going to do. I have all these parts in black. The only thing that I still need to do is get these parts in black, and then that one, and then for the other side. These are really stupid expensive. I mean, all those parts cost me €200 almost. But yeah, I am just thinking because, I sat in some newer BMWs and they had this roof in Alcantara. So I was thinking like, hey, maybe I should do the same thing, get this all wrapped in Alcantara, use the black pieces I have laying from this, and then just, wrap this in black, the black Alcantara, and sell my original roof for around 150 euro. And then I don't have to buy these pieces. I know it will be more expensive that way, but I can save some money. So I won't, imagine if this is like 1,000 euro, I actually save like 350 euro, and I only need to pay 650 because I don't have to pay, buy these, and I can sell this one. So that's something to consider. I'm going to get this done in black. I'm 100% certain of that. I'm just not 100% certain yet of how we are going to do it, because if all that stuff costs me like 2,000-3,000 euro, then I'm like, screw it, I'm not going to do that. But yeah, next up, these, I'm actually, when I do some research, I'm actually not 100% certain anymore if these are really original, because I never come across these. They look nice and stuff like that, but I'm not 100% sure if these are really original, because here the quality, get some ripples here and there. So I have been thinking of switching these out with the original M Performance ones, where this is black Alcantara instead of this, purplish Alcantara, and this is carbon fiber, and then this also is carbon fiber. So I'm definitely going to do that. But problem is they don't get made anymore, so I'll need to find out where I can still find one, and then we can switch this out for a real carbon fiber piece instead of this wrap. I mean, it's a decent wrap, but yeah, you still see it's fake. And then also about this, I actually found a website. I can't remember the name right now. I saved it on my computer. But there's a website where you can buy this whole piece in dry or glossy Alcantara. No, in the carbon fiber. I mean, in real carbon fiber, and that's going to be very cool. So I'm definitely going to switch it up to that look. I think it will, it will look a lot better. And if everything is dry carbon fiber, I'm probably going to switch this one up with dry carbon fiber as well. But that's something for later on. Something that I also want to change is the cluster. I mean, the cluster looks really, really stock and boring, and I am thinking about getting the Facelift Cluster, the black line, where that's not a full screen, but everything is like, when the car is off, you can't see anything, and then when you turn the car off, you have these nice black lights. It's a 6WA cluster, I think it's called, and it looks really, really, really nice. Then for the interior, we actually have a lot of stuff planned. I also want to upgrade my speaker setup, because I still have the stock speakers. I don't even have the hi-fi, because then you have a subwoofer over there, and I don't have Harman Kardon. As you can see, that's still plastic. When you have Harman Kardon, you have like a tweeter over here. So I'm going to upgrade the speaker to a better system. I still have to do my research on what system exactly, but that's definitely coming. And then also in the trunk, as you can not see because the seat is in front of there, I'm going to do a subwoofer, because to benefit from the extra sound and a little bit extra bass. The friend of mine, Justin Maas, actually they provide a kit. Also the guy who installed this screen, by the way, they provided a kit where you can actually build in a subwoofer on the side of your trunk space. So it will not, use that much space as a normal subwoofer, and you can still use, your trunk, and you have the nice sound and benefit of a subwoofer. So I'm really considering that, and I think that will look pretty damn nice. We're still, it's a gray area, still not 100% certain what subwoofer we're going to do, but we are going to do one. So the sound system of the car will get updated, and it will sound a lot better, because the stock system just ain't cutting it for me. So I think interior-wise, that's about it actually. So we're still going to, beef up the suspension, the interior a lot, make it a lot more fancy. I think we already have done a lot of stuff, but we are going to do a lot more. Oh yeah, and I forgot actually. Still not 100% certain what I'm going to do, but I'm going to do something with the steering wheel. I am maybe thinking of, wrapping this, getting it done with Alcantara or, perforated leather. Or we go all out and go crazy, but I'm not 100% sure because that's really expensive. We're going with the one with the LEDs in them. So when you go in high RPMs, the LEDs start to flash. Apparently, you have aftermarket and you have OEM. I think OEM will be better, but I'm definitely going to get that done by a professional because I have looked at that stuff and that's just, oh, you have to pull wires in the systems and stuff like that, and it's going to be, that's no fun. I'm not going to do that myself because I will definitely fuck something up. So yeah, I mean, interior wise, I think that's it. So I'm still not sure if we will keep the original wheel and just do something with it, or we sell it and get a perforated an M performance steering wheel with the LEDs. The main reason that I actually wanted one was because I could see oil temps, but now I have this little screen, and basically the screen in here and in here have like the same ish modes and stuff like that. So I'm not 100% certain if it's really worth it, but the lights are really cool for the Instagram stories. So when you're driving and you can look like a baller with your lights going up, floor the car, look like a real guy, really tough guy in your 114i. No, but we're still going to see. I'm not 100% certain. We're going to do something with the steering wheel. It's just still a gray area what we are going to do. So yeah. So then performance-wise, I actually have like 3 things in mind, and if I'm going to do one of these things, which is actually still in the gray area, then it's 4 things. But the first thing that I'm definitely going to do, especially with the extra power, is getting an LSD. So that little LS, differential over there, it's an open diff, and I definitely want it to be changed for an LSD, so then we can plant the power a little bit better and do skits and stuff like that, which is a little bit more nice. It just becomes a more fun car, and also when you're pushing it, it becomes a little bit more stable, and when you're sliding, it becomes more controllable. So that's definitely something that I want. Suspension wise, we're fine. KW V2, I love the suspension, nothing wrong with that. But then something that I may want to upgrade, for daily road use, these are actually pretty fine because I don't drive like a maniac the whole freaking time. But I'm actually thinking about upgrading my disc size. I know it's illegal in Belgium. That's a little bit holding me back because it's a lot of effort to change these, the whole freaking, to change these all around for the car inspection. But what I'm thinking about is, well, my car actually, you can get the 1 Series with M brakes, and since my car is an M Sport, rebuilt as an M Sport, I am thinking of installing, M140, M140 or M135i brakes on this car, and try to make it look OEM. And then, the car inspection won't notice it. So that's something I may want to try. But then I want to find second-hand brakes for this car, and then I upgrade to the to the vented discs and EBC brakes. So then really, I mean, then I have brakes that can hold up a 500 horsepower car. So for this car, it should be more than plenty. I mean, I have 245 horsepower. So yeah, then my brakes would really hold up pretty damn nice. And then the last thing, which is still in the gray area for me, is under the engine bay. Should I do, stronger internals or not? Because that's something that I'm also not 100% certain of. So stronger internals, that's actually the thing that's holding me back right now, and that's internals. So when I got my car tuned at Van Beek Racing, and they did an amazing job, really, they did a great job. But when tuned my car, they said your internals are holding you back. So the pistons, and I don't know the English word for the other part, but these are the weak parts now, and these are the first that will give if you go any further. So I was like, okay. So what's next? So they said, you should do the internals on your car, and when you're done, you can push like 300-ish horsepower. So I'm like, damn, that's crazy. That's actually pretty nice. But that's something that will cost a lot of money. So that's still a gray area. Maybe, when the car is done and I have a second car, that's also something very important. I'm not going to do that when this is my only car. So maybe when in the future I get a second car for the channel, or just, another daily driver that I keep stock. Probably not, but just, a second car for my own, then I may do stuff like that. But as long as this is my only daily driver, I'm not going to do that, because then I just will have to say goodbye to my car for way too long. And when I get that far tuning wise, my car, the reliability may get questionable. So for now, the car actually has been pretty decent, and I want to keep it that way. So the stage 3 full tune, to be honest, is not going to be for the next months, or probably this year. But there is a slight possibility that we are going to do that. And if we are going to do it, then we'll also need a stronger clutch, because this clutch is really on its limit. I already have a Sachs Performance clutch, but they didn't cutting it. So when I do a hard launch, I can feel that the clutch is slipping like a very little bit, so that's not really nice, but it is what it is. For now it's actually fine, and if I just change it, because the clutch already went through a lot of stuff, and then also have to go to a stronger clutch, and then really my daily drivability becomes really poor. Like really poor. Because a stronger clutch isn't that nice to daily drive with. It can get really jiggery, let us say. These are in my head. I think that these are for now the only modifications that we are going to do. So like I said, I still have a lot of stuff planned for the car. So the build is far from done, and some stuff I'm not 100% certain of, but you will still see a lot of cool content. And I actually, when I just talked about it, I forgot a part. I'm actually getting one of these parts really soon as a gift from my girlfriend, but I am getting this one in the performance. So this is Alcantara, this is then carbon fiber and Alcantara, and I'm also getting this one in Alcantara, so the M Performance version. I forgot actually. So the handbrake is actually coming pretty soon. That's something that I forgot, but so that's basically it. So we have a lot of stuff planned, and I'm actually, thinking a little bit if I want to finish this build first, like 100%, before I get a second car, or do I get a second car and then just do things, combined. Sometimes I do something on the other car, and then sometimes I do things with the other car, stuff like that. So I'm not 100% sure about that yet. It's still a big question mark, but that's future wise, okay? So that's not going to be, a problem for the next months, I guess. So that's actually for today's video. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you got some little extra info on what we are going to do with the car, and hopefully you will find some nice inspiration. Anyway, guys, see you soon. Bye.